Hey guys, my name is Ehsan and welcome back to my channel. In this episode, we are not fighting any main boss or mini boss, but we're still going to do some really awesome stuff. Right at the beginning, we're going to talk to an important NPC, watch one of the most badass cutscenes in the entire game, and right after that, we'll unlock one of the best combat arts in Sekiro. Of course, everyone can play the game however they want, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But if I may make one suggestion, please play Sekiro like Sekiro. Enjoy the sound of perfectly timed deflects. Don't commit this crime against yourself and turn into a mortal draw spammer.
Nani yue 参られたのですか。
不思議りを求めに。
抜けぬ刀とご存知か。
ああ。
抜けぬとは抜いて帰った者がおらぬということ。それでも試されるのですか。
抜こ
う。そうですか。わかりました。覚悟が終わりならば改められよ。なぜ皆死を厭わぬのですか。あなたは一体。その右目、流因の呪いを受けているのですね。
不思議り。確かにもらい受けた。
あなたは流因の巫女に仕えるお方なのですね。
ああ。
何故不思議りを求めるのですか。
戦況に竜の涙を手に入れ、不死立ちを果たすために。
なるほど。読んだことがあります。流因を断つ術があると。
うん。
つまり巫女は流因を厭われておいでなのですね。
そうだ。
巡り合わせとはいいなものですね。私は越智の巫女たちの一人、死なずの愚道者たちが作り上げた偽りの流因を持つものです。
巫女たちとは。
まともに育ったのは私だけ。他の皆はここに眠っています。
そうか。
不死を断つことが正しいのかは分かりません。なれど流因が人の生き方を歪める。それを憎むのは私も同じ。巫女の忍びよ、私もあなたの一助となりましょう。お手を。
なんだ。
北条を。
これは。
はい。お米は大事と噛めば噛むほど甘くなり、元気も出ましょう。
Personally, I'm still kind of mad at From Software for creating this NPC. The Divine Child is such a sweet, innocent little girl. If we want to finish her quest and unlock one of the endings, she has to go through pain. It just doesn't sit right with me. I'm not even going to lie, I hate that part. In my own playthroughs, I usually stop after our first conversation. If I could, I'd gather every single persimmon in the world for her and just leave it at that. But this is a full walkthrough. So whether I like it or not, we have to do everything. Shame on you, Miyazaki. Seriously. Now about Mortal Draw. Once you get it, nobody in this game is truly immortal anymore. Not even those creepy monks with the centipedes crawling out of their bodies. That said, those centipedes are still dangerous, so it's better to deal with them in stealth and end their miserable existence quietly. And if the centipede pops out, just back off. Let it sit there with the mess it made. Now it's time to show you how to take out the 3 spear adepts near the main hall. Right now, to maximize our stealth without using any items, we have both Suppress Presence and Suppress Sound unlocked, so we don't need to use Gachin Sugar. Just do exactly what I'm doing here, and you can farm these 3 spear adepts for as much XP and Sen as you want. Just make sure you have Blood Smoke Ninjutsu equipped in your slot. If you think these Shinobi shortcuts are one of those insane From Software level design moments with deep connectivity, you're wrong. That fade to black, that's just a loading screen. There's no direct connection between these locations. When the screen goes black, the game engine is simply loading the next area. So this is not the kind of seamless connectivity you see in the Dark Souls games or in Elden Ring, where almost the entire world, along with its dungeons, caves, and tunnels, exists as one continuous interconnected space without loading screens. And honestly, I think this is one of the few weak points of Sekiro, especially by From Software's own high standards.
Dear Matt.
お主、ラッパ者を見なかったか。この辺りに逃げてきたはずなのじゃが。
おお、そいつはどんな格好だ？
黒い傘じゃ。黒傘の小男じゃ。
だがこの辺りを通った者はおらぬがな。タヌキか、あるいはムジナか何かと見間違えたんじゃねえのかい？
もうよいわ。
だからよせっつったんだけどな。まったくしつこくって嫌になるぜ。おめえはヨタカの衆か？
いいや。
まあそうだろうな。風情がちげえ。だがどうやら同業だ。俺愛想のないこった。しつこい追っ手に仏頂面の忍び、アシナの連中もまったく。
お主。
まあそんなところだ。ところでよ、品はあれどおめえみてえな。
This guy, Blackhat Badger, is actually a really decent person. Unlike the rest of the rats, he's actually a good guy, and he's also a great merchant, because he sells two very important items. The first one is the Iron Fortress, also known as the Loaded Umbrella. It's one of the best prosthetic tools in the game. It basically works like a shield, and its upgraded versions each have their own use, and they can make the game noticeably easier. The second important thing he sells is a skill text called Anti-Air Deathblow. When you unlock this skill, you can perform a death blow on enemies while they're in the air. If you jump and time it correctly, you can execute it mid-air. I'll show you the list of enemies and mini-bosses that can be hit with Anti-Air Deathblow. And I'll also show you in slow motion how to do it on two of the toughest enemies in the game, the Spear Adept and the Elder Monkey. But don't expect miracles. Just because you unlock this skill doesn't mean it's easy to use. Anti-Air Deathblow is not simple at all. I actually recorded these clips outside of the walkthrough, so you can clearly see how it works. At least for me, it requires a lot of focus. And when I'm recording a walkthrough, I don't always have that level of concentration. Also, you can't perform it during every airborne animation. Each enemy has a very specific window where it works. You'll see that clearly in the slow motion clips. Now, for one mini boss, the Shichimen warrior, this death blow is much easier to land because he stays in the air for a long time and gives you a very large timing window.
銭がたまるまではここにいる気が向いたら。このねぐらは次から次へとさてとおかげさんで支度にゃぼちぼち。
どこへだ？
金剛山の先方。最近この辺は富にきな臭くなってきたから嫉妬。このアシナの城にはな、そういったネズミをよ、バッタバッタと切りまくる。
天狗の面か。
おめえも見たのか。
ああ、話だ。
そいつは驚きだ。よくまだ首がつながってるもん。先方寺でおめえも達者でな。
If you ever find yourself in a situation like this, where you accidentally aggro the entire area, just run. Create enough distance so you can safely use the homeward idol. Just remember, while using the homeward idol until the animation fully finishes, you can still take damage and the teleport can be cancelled. But here, I'm about to activate Jonathan mode.
Tell them. Tell them all. Whoever comes, whoever it is, I'll kill them. I'll kill them all.
And I need to be honest with you guys for a moment. In my opinion, the English language is kind of poor when it comes to insults that truly let you vent your frustration. If you think Persian is only the language of poetry and emotions, you're wrong. Insulting in Persian is basically an art form. Sure, like any language, we do have explicit insults, but they're actually used much less often. Instead, we specialize in creative insults, the kind that are neither explicit nor racist, but powerful enough to make someone go completely silent after hearing them, then spend a few minutes questioning their entire existence. Now, if I played the original Persian audio from my recording here and added English subtitles, first, most of it simply wouldn't translate, and second, because of cultural differences, some of those lines could be completely misunderstood. So YouTube might not only ban my channel, it might launch it straight out of the Milky Way. So unfortunately, I have to hold myself back right now. Because honestly, this blue-robed samurai keeps interrupting my fight with the general and he's seriously getting on my nerves. So instead, I'll settle for an old Persian saying. In situations like this, we say, "A dog barks louder in its own yard." It's not an insult to the dog, and not really a personal insult either. It just describes the situation. And once I finish this general, I'm definitely coming back for that blue-robed samurai.
course you will.
Oh, Sekiro か。
これは
ナイフのネズミどもよ。こやつらはどこからでも入り込む。
After defeating Gyubu, we met Tengu for the first time. We completed his request to kill the rats of Ashina, and as a reward, he gave us the third skill tree in the game, the Mushin Esoteric Text. Right there, I told you that the fourth skill tree is also in Tengu's hands. To get it, we need to unlock the final skill from any one of our skill trees. Or, as Tengu puts it, we need to master one of the secret techniques. And that's exactly what I'm about to do. All you have to do is unlock the final skill from one of the 3 skill trees we currently have. Once you do that, Tengu will give you the 4th skill tree, the Mushin Esoteric Text. Now, inside the Ashina Arts tree, there are 2 skills that are extremely good. You should unlock them as soon as possible. Ascending Carp and Descending Carp. These 2 can stack together. After unlocking both, every successful deflect deals increased posture damage to enemies. One more thing, as you can clearly see, it was Tengu who killed this interior ministry ninja, not us. But trust me, later in the game, we're going to pay for that. That's just how Tengu operates. He takes care of the easy targets himself and leaves the real nightmares for us.
主ならば、
天狗殿。
わしはもう少しここで進んでいく。行け。
As you can see, that whole area across this deep valley in Senpou Temple is fully built, but normally we can't access it. However, once we get the puppeteer ninjutsu, we can use this rat, who is definitely not placed here by accident, and turn him into a puppet. He'll go and turn this mechanism for us, which raises that kite, or whatever that thing is, and keeps it up in the air. Technically, we can turn this wheel ourselves, but the moment we let go, it snaps back into place. So we need a puppet, someone to keep it spinning and hold it in position. After that, we can use the kite as a grappling hook target and pull ourselves across the valley to reach the other side.
よう、おめえか。
野暮用は済んだか。
ああ、おかげさんでな。
この墓は。
こいつは俺のガキの墓だ。
そうか。
ガキがいなくなった後、何やら急にラッパの人が面倒になってな。オチの試しだ、人さらいだ、黒笠の責務だ。この寺は何もかんもめんどくせえ。
だから
ああ、さてと、これで野暮用は済んだ。他に当てもねえし、アシナの城にでも戻るとするか。どこだろうが。さてと、ぼちぼち、あと分かってるかもしれん。アシナは今やってくるネズ、おめえも
Reaching this point in the game is not only important for our trophies, but it's also where one of the most insane moments in gaming is about to happen. Alright guys, that's it for part 12. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves and I'll see you in the next episode.